There was a period where the world was in full Tolkien swing, with a successful film franchise and a ton of video games set in the Lord of the Rings universe. Although things have since slowed down, Snowblind Studios seems primed to bring the franchise back with The Lord of the Rings: The War in the North, an original story set during the same time period as the beloved books. War in the North combines 3-player co-op combat with some substantial bloodshed, but repetitive combat and boring characters will do little to put you back into that Middle-earth state of mind. War in the North puts players in control of a team of 3 warriors, a human ranger, an elven mage, and a dwarven warrior. While a separate story, War in the North does have you meeting up with some well-known characters from the books, including Aragorn, the once and future king himself, and others. But while War in the North does get props for attempting to add a new chapter to the Lord of the Rings story, the characters and their quest are a bit on the bland side. You won't find yourself very invested in their stories, and their one-dimensional personalities aren't likely to draw you into the experience. The game sports a pretty solid visual style, taking cue from the film franchise in both character models and environmental design. While some of the special effects are a little plain, the overall look is well done.
Let us stand and fight together!
As an action RPG, War in the North features many conventions that will be familiar to fans of the genre. You'll have access to side quests, shops, and blacksmiths that will repair busted equipment, as well as NPCs to interact with and earn new missions from. However, once you step out of the game's hub towns, the experience is all action and loot. The game was created with a 3-player co-op experience in mind, and to that end the experience works pretty well. You can team up online, through System Link, or through local co-op, utilizing each of their specific skill sets and moves in tandem. Each character also has race-specific abilities that let you find special hidden treasure chests and loot. However, playing alone isn't quite the seamless experience you might hope it would be. You can't switch characters on the fly, and you have to wait until the end of each section to take control of a different warrior. This is problematic because the only way you can adjust your warrior's armor and level them up is by having direct control of them. While there are workarounds, namely closing out your game and using the title screen to select a new character, those lack finesse. Additionally, you can't issue orders to your AI comrade. While they do a pretty competent job of taking out enemies and healing you when you need it, having the ability to manage them would definitely be helpful. And while the combat is certainly bloody, especially for a Lord of the Rings game, it's also repetitive. You'll fight off legions of the same orcs over and over again, and the combat system lacks enough variety to keep things interesting. Whether you play as more of a melee-heavy fighter, or choose to utilize more ranged attacks and special attacks, the combat lacks much in the way of variety and doesn't do much to stand out against other action RPGs. In the end, War in the North is a solid entry to the franchise, but one that for all of its posturing, takes very few risks. The combat is visceral but simple and repetitive, and the storyline, while new, does little to draw you into the experience. For more on The Lord of the Rings: War in the North, head over to IGN.com.